जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Jai Radha Madan Mohan Radhe, Jai Radha Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Yam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajakacarya Ashtotara Shri Srimad Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Grandra Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 10, Text number 33. एतद्भगवतो रूपं स्थूलं ते व्याहृतं मया महीयादिभिश्चावरणैः मह्यादिभिश्चावरणैः अष्टभिर्बहिरावृतम् एतद्भगवतो रूपं स्थूलं ते व्याहृतं मया मह्यादिभिश्चावरणैः अष्टभिर्बहिरावृतम् एतद्भगवतो रूपं स्थूलं ते व्याहृतं मया मह्यादिभिश्चावरणैः अष्टभिर्बहिरावृतम् तद्भगवतो रूपं स्थूलं ते व्याहृतं मया एतत् all these Bhagavataha of the personality of Godhead, Rupam, form, Stulam, gross, Te, unto you, Vyahrutam, explained, Maya, by me, Mahi, the planets, Adibihi, and so on, Cha, unlimitedly, Avaranaihi, by coverings, Ashtabhihi, by eight, Bahihi, external, Avrutam, covered. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Thus, by all this, the external feature of the personality of Godhead is covered by gross forms such as those of planets, which were explained to you by me. Kindly repeat. Thus, by all this, the external feature of the personality of Godhead is covered by gross forms such as those of planets, which, which were explained to you by me. Purport. As explained in the Bhagavad Gita, the separated material energy of the personality of Godhead is covered by 8 kinds of material coverings: earth, water, fire, air, sky, mind, intelligence, and falsehood. All these are emanations from the personality of Godhead as His external energy. These coverings are just like the coverings of clouds for the sun. The cloud is a creation of the sun, yet it actually covers the eyes so that one cannot see the sun. The sun cannot be covered by the clouds. The cloud can at most extend a few hundreds of miles in the sky. But the sun is far greater than millions of miles, far greater than millions of miles. So, a 100-mile covering is not competent to cover millions of miles. Therefore, one of the various energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot, of course, cover the Lord. But these coverings are created by Him to cover the eyes of the conditioned souls who want to lord it over the material nature. Actually, the conditioned souls are covered by the illusory creative cloud of matter, and the Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to their eyes. Because they have no eyes of transcendental vision, and because they cannot see the personality of Godhead, they therefore deny the existence of the Lord and the transcendental form of the Lord. The covering of the gigantic material feature is accepted by such men with a poor fund of knowledge, and how this is so is explained in the following verse. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta Purport. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। Recently, our government of India has constructed a very marvelous bridge, the world's highest bridge between two big hills, so called Chenab Bridge, few meters high, thousands of meters high. And then when it was constructed, inauguration is done. So they were talking who are all the engineers, how they constructed, what and all they have done, the technology that is used. All this they are talking about. So in this case, we can see the construction of this bridge, the creation of this bridge happening by some people. Physically, we can see. However, we are seeing this entire big creation, this material world. this planet Earth. And within this planet Earth, there are so many natural creations that are happening. But we do not see any person or any agency working on it, on making it. For example, nowadays this there are some channels, nature and geography channel and all. So what they do, they keep a camera in a forest or any area and continuously observe how things are moving. So suppose a camera is fixed on a small plant, or a camera is fixed in a seed, in front of a seed which is underneath the ground. So how that seed germinates, it develops a shoot, and then that shoot develops a, you can reduce volume. That shoot develops into a small leaf, then into a plant, and that plant develops some flower, then some cross pollination happens, and that flower transforms into a fruit, or that flower transforms into a seed. Suppose a life, entire life is observed through a camera. We will not see anyone going and changing one face to another. Things are happening automatically, appearing to be happening automatically. So a scientist or a person who is studying this, he thinks there is no God in all of this. He doesn't see God coming and constructing, or God's company people coming and constructing. There is no engineer here. Huh? That's how they say. That's what they say about Ram Setu bridge that is constructed. So they don't have any history, and they believe very strongly that engineers only existed now, not in the previous ages. So Lord, we are not able to see who is actually making all this transformation, the construction of a beautiful flower, the art of that beautiful flower. No one is able to see. And why they are unable to see, that we can see here. Ashtabir Bahir Avrutam. Because actually, the Lord, the who is constructing all this, is actually covered to the eyes of the living entities. A living entity, he is made to feel, okay, it is happening without anyone's interference. But whereas the logic a human being should apply is, without any interference in this material world, nothing happens other than spoiling. Suppose you leave this table like this only. What will happen? After a few years, you come, this table will be eaten away by termites and finished. Because it is being maintained by some people, interference is there. Or this table was not in this shape earlier, it was a wood. That wood is transformed into this table by some interference by human beings. So, the Supreme Lord, through his energy, Ashtabir Bahir Avrutam, he covers the living entities. And what are these energies? Bhumi, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, Kam, Mano, Buddhi, Revacha. So that's what was described previous two verses. Gross elements, earth, water, fire. Gross body is created from earth, water, fire, air and ether. And then the subtle elements, mind, intelligence and ego, is created. And these 8 elements are covering the Supreme Lord. And we are unable to see the Lord. So it appears as if these 8 elements are covering the Lord. But who is the creator of these 8 elements? Lord only. So Prabhupada is giving the example of clouds. The sun creates clouds by evaporation of water bodies. Sun is creating cloud. When the clouds are formed in the sky and when the clouds spread through some distance, people who are below this cloud, below that patch of cloud, cannot see sun. Like sometimes it is a cloudy weather, we cannot see sun. Actually, sun has a horizon, is above the horizon, but we are unable to see. Why we are unable to see? Because for our patch of eyes, this covering of sun, this cloud is there. So it appears, array, cloud has covered the sun, but cloud has no capacity to cover sun, because our earth, whatever the size our earth, sun is 14,000 times bigger than earth, and cloud is one patch in this earth. How can it ever possible to cover such a big mass sun? It is not. What is that covering able to do? It is able to cover my eyes, my vision, not the sun. So similarly, whose energy is this external energy? Bhumi apo nalo vayu. It is Krishna's energy. He created. And it is appearing to be covering him. It is not that they are covering Supreme Lord. Mayavadis are saying Maya is covering the Supreme Lord also. Therefore, Krishna also comes under Maya. No, Krishna is the creator of Maya. Sun is the creator of cloud. How can cloud cover the sun? It is not possible. So, Lord has created this energy in order for us to be covered, not that he gets covered by the Supreme, by this Maya. This very nice logic, Nyaya, that Vedic literatures bring about in understanding the supremacy of the Lord, transcendence. He is not coming under Maya, he is above the Maya, and Maya is only covering certain living entities, not everyone. And why he has allowed this? Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritaha mudoyam nabhijanati maveva brahmavyayam. I am beyond all this, but they cannot understand. Fools cannot understand because I have covered them. Why I have covered? Prabhupada uses this word. The Lord reserves the right of being exposed. Suppose we want to meet a big person, we have to first take an appointment. He may not give appointment to us at first instance, or he may not give at all. That is his discretion. He reserves the right of not being exposed. He reserves the right. He is a big man, he is qualified, and he has his personal reason or official reason or professional reason that he don't want to meet us. Or we have the disqualification that makes him think that I cannot meet him. So it is the Lord's decision, Lord's discretion, by which living entity is unable to see him. Of course, why that Lord has made that decision? It is because the living entity don't want to see him. He want to lord over. He want to continue in illusion to lord over this material world, thinking that I am God. The moment he sees God, he cannot lord over. So because he has got that intense desire, I want to become God, I want to become Lord, I want everyone to serve me, he is covered by this illusion, wherein he feels that, yeah, I am really, I will try and I will practice, do some perfection, and one day I will become God. I will work hard to become God. And there will be one day humanity will become gods. Everyone is God. Just we are all undergoing training, that's all. So, like that, human beings are in illusion and they are unable to see. But scientists know they have gone into the atom, molecular level. In that molecules, atoms are there. Into the atoms, they are able to find out electrons. They gone into the nucleus, they found out the protons. Into that, some element they found out. Brahma Samhita said, Andantarasta Paramanu Chayantarastam. He is there sitting in the nucleus, in the atom. Paramatma is sitting, but they are unable to see. So they saw some element inside the nucleus. Inside the nucleus deep, some element they saw, they are unable to figure out what it is. So they named it God particle. Basically, for them, God means unable to figure out what it is. Not that they saw God, not that they believe now there is a God existence in the atom. No, because they are unable to understand what it is. They could not give any other name. They told God particle. So, living entities, the scientists, they cannot see God because his process of approach itself is lording over. Their process of approach itself is wrong. Suppose I want to enter this room. Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki. Suppose I want to enter this room and someone wants to enter from this side where there is no door at all. How he can enter? His process itself is wrong. So, the scientist process itself is wrong. Inductive process. Avaroha Pantha. Aroha Pantha is itself wrong. Their process, they will never be able to understand, come to the point of existence of God because their process is wrong. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. The process of knowing Supreme Personality of God is only bhakti, kevala bhakti. But whereas they are finding so many other ways, research, more and more research. Forget about research. Even Gyanis cannot understand Supreme Lord in truth. Because there again their process is wrong process. Kleshodhikarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam. Klesha adhika. It is more difficult process. Krishna is saying their process. So these coverings are only covering the supreme living entities, not actually the Supreme Lord. So what are these coverings? Ashtabhihi. Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, in the 7th chapter, he describes Bhumi apano vayu kham mano buddhi revacha ahankaram iti yamme bhinna prakriti ashtada. Bhinna. This is a separated energy. So bhinna, one meaning is bhinna means Krishna has separated it. It's a different energy. It has now no connection with Krishna. Krishna has got various energies, spiritual energy, marginal energy. Krishna is not saying marginal energy is separated energy. That is saying my energy. But whereas this is saying separated. Separated means it is left out, given away. Not bothered about it. He has no interest in that energy now. He created and left it. Sometimes out of frustration, no? Some out of pressure, some people they may create something and just leave it. I don't know, bothered. So Krishna is not interested in this energy, material energy, not attached. But whereas he is interested in internal energy, not in spiritual energy, not in material energy. Therefore, it is Binna Prakriti. Especially, it is this word is Binna. It is separated. I am not interested. So uh, just like this entire planet is covered by this earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego, the Supreme Lord is covered by these elements, and that form of the Lord is called Virata Rupa, universal form. So, till now, whatever we have heard, creation of eyes, nose, tongue, all this is development of the Virata Rupa, or the universal structure of the creation of one universe. In one universe, different elements have been created. That forms that is actually the form of the Supreme Lord as a Virata Purusha. This Virata Purusha form is a temporary form. Actually, it is illusory form. It is not even it is only existing for the time of creation. Moment it is destroyed, that form is also gone. That's why Prabhupada is mentioning, because they have no eyes to see transcendental vision, and because they cannot see the personality of Godhead, they therefore deny the existence of the Lord and the transcendental. So there is a transcendental form of the Lord, and this is material form of the Lord. So this form is covered by 8 elements. But within this form of external form is actually the transcendental form of the Supreme Personality of God. That we will be able to hear about that transcendental form further in the coming slokas. So, the Mayavadi's theory that the Supreme Lord also comes under illusion is negated by this example of clouds. Cloud is formed by sun, but appears to cover the sun, but it cannot cover. It has no potency to cover. Similarly, this material energy, Ashtada, is actually created by the Supreme Lord. It appears to be covering the living entities and the Supreme Lord, but actually it is not covering the Supreme Lord. It is actually covering the living entities only. So, today is Gopal Bhatta Goswami disappearance day. Let us read through some of the quotes of Srila Prabhupada on Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami ki jai. So Srila Prabhupada has mentioned about Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami in his purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and other writings, as well as in his lectures. He emphasized Gopal Bhatta Goswami's role as one of the 6 Goswamis. His contribution to Vaishnava Smriti and his establishment of the Radharamana temple. So Radharaman temple was established by Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So one place Prabhupada says, Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami, the 47th branch, was one of the great and exalted branches of the tree. He always engaged in discourses about love of Godhead in the company of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Gopal Bhatta Goswami was the son of Venkata Bhatta, a resident of Sri Rangam. Gopal Bhatta formerly belonged to the disciplic succession of Ramanuja Sampradaya, but later became part of the Gaudiya Sampradaya. When Lord Chaitanya was later informed that Gopal Bhatta Goswami had gone to Vrindavan and met Sri Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, he was very pleased, and he advised Sri Rupa and Sanatana to accept Gopal Bhatta Goswami as their younger brother and take care of him. In Gaura Ganodesha Deepika, it is mentioned that Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami, previous name in the pastime of Lord Krishna was Ananga Manjari. Sometimes he is also said to have been an incarnation of Guna Manjari. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami, born in the traditional hereditary priest family of Srirangam temple, those who actually are taking care of the worship of Lord Ranganath. So their surname is Bhatta. Bhatta are very high qualified South Indian Brahmins. So is the son of Venkata Bhatta. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he goes to Srirangam as part of South Indian pilgrimage, he stays in their house for 4 months during Chaturmasya. And during this time, this small boy Gopal Bhatta, that time his name is another name. So he serves Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very lovingly, very attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And at the end of the four months, he desires to go with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But as he is very small, very young age, 16 years, and father and mother are still there, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, after your parents' demise, you can come back, come to me. So later, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, once their father and mother are passed away, he gives the responsibility to his brothers, and then he leaves to Vrindavan, and then he joins Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. On his literary contribution, Sri Sanatana Goswami, out of his great affection for Gopala Bhatta Goswami, compiled the Vaishnava Smriti named Haribhakta Vilasa and published it under his name, under Gopala Bhatta Goswami's name. His Holiness Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami was the originator of Vaishnava Smriti in our Gaudiya Sampradaya, and your good self is the worthy descendant of Sri Goswamiji. I hope you will kindly take this matter very seriously. This Prabhupada is writing a letter to the priest of Radharaman temple. Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami compiled a book called Shatkriya Saradipika, edited Haribhakti Vilas, wrote a foreword to Shat Sandarbha and a commentary on Krishna Karnamrita, and installed the Radha Ramana deity in Vrindavana. The subject matter of Haribhakti Vilas by Sri Sanatana Goswami was collected by Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami and is known as a Vaishnava Smriti. This Vaishnava Smriti Grantha was finished in 20 chapters known as Vilasas on Radharamana deity. Under the instruction of Srila Rupa and Sanatana, Gopal Bhatta Goswami installed one of the 7 principal deities of Vrindavana, the Radharamana deity. So originally, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he was very morose on hearing the disappearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So while he was grieving like this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to him in his dreams and told that he should go to Nepal, where he will find solace. So where he goes to Nepal, in the Gandaki Nadi, he picks up his kamandalu and picks water from his pot. So while he is picking water from his pot, few saligram get inside the pot. So his not intention is not to pick up saligram, to pick up that sanctified water, sacred water. So he again drops those saligram shila and puts pot into the water to pick up some water again. But again those saligram shila get into his pot. So how many ever times he is trying to drop, again the shilas are getting inside. So then he considers that this is an indication of the Lord. So finally he checks there are 12 saligramas. So he brings them to Vrindavan. He is very happy that Lord has blessed him with saligram, and he starts worshipping those saligram daily. So on one occasion, a very rich merchant, he comes and gives, because he is impressed by Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he gives him some dresses for decoration of the Lord. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami says, I don't have any deity, only shilas are there, saligram shila, there is no requirement of. But that merchant, he insists, no, you keep, in future it may be useful, like that he says. So while he hands over like that, Gopal Bhatta Goswami little, he is not happy, he is morose, thinking that he is unable to dress the Lord like all other Goswamis are able to dress in their temples. So he is thinking like that, he sleeps. So next day morning when he wakes up and opens those 12 Shaligrama Shilas, he sees one of them has become transformed into a beautiful uh, form of the Lord Tribhanga Murti with playing the flute, the form of Krishna in Tribhanga Murti and playing flute. And that's how Radha Ramana deity manifests there. And then Gopal Bhatta Goswami starts worshipping Radha Ramana in that particular form. So today also the temple is very famous. When Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami took permission from all the Vaishnavas before writing Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Gopal Bhatta Goswami also gave him his blessings, but he requested him not to mention his name in the book. Therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has mentioned Gopal Bhatta Goswami very cautiously in one or two passages of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we don't see much mention of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So out of his humility, he says, please don't mention my name in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, along with his elder brother Sanatan Goswami, as well as Raghunatha Goswami, Raghunatha Dasa and Raghunatha Bhatta, Gopala Bhatta and Srila Jiva Goswami. One's aim, one's aim of life should be to serve the Acharyas. Acharya Upasanam. So our Acharya is Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, the Sri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha, Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta, Dasa Raghunatha, the six Goswamis. Sri Gopala Bhatta Eka Shaka Sarvottama Rupa Sanatana Sange Yandra Prema Alapana. Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, the 47th branch, was one of the great and exalted branch of the tree. He always engaged in discourses about love of Godhead in the company of Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. These are all same. Srila Jiva Goswami has written in the beginning of his Tattva Sandarbha, a devotee from southern India who was born of a Brahmana family and was a very intimate friend of Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, has written a book that he has not compiled systematically. Therefore, I, a teeny living entity known as Jiva, am trying to present the book systematically, consulting the direction of great personalities like Madhvacharya, Sridhara Swami, Ramanujacharya, and other senior Vaishnavas in the disciplic succession. In the beginning of the Bhagavata Sandarbha, there are some statements by Srila Jiva Goswami. Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami compiled a book called Shatkriya Sara Deepika, edited the Haribhakti Vilasa, wrote a foreword to Shat Sandarbha and a commentary on Krishna Karnamrita, and installed Radha Ramana deity in Vrindavan. Gopal Bhatta Goswami was the nephew of Prabodhananda Saraswati. While traveling in southern India, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Prabodhananda Saraswati, who had two brothers, Venkata Bhatta and Tirumalaya Bhatta, who were Vaishnavas of Ramanuja Sampradaya. Gopal Bhatta Goswami was the nephew of Prabodhananda Saraswati. From the historical records, it is found that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu travelled in South India in the year 1433 during the Chaturmasa period, and it was at that time he met Prabodhananda, who belonged to Ramanuja Sampradaya. Prabodhananda Saraswati was the uncle and spiritual master of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. In his Grihastha life, Prabodhananda Saraswati was a resident of Sriranga Kshetra and he belonged to Vaishnava Ramanuja Sampradaya. Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who is known as a Smriti Acharya in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, later accepted the Tridanda Sannyasa order from Tridandi Pada Prabodhananda Saraswati. Although acceptance of Tridandi Sannyasi is not distinctly mentioned in the Gaudiya Vaishnava literature, The first verse of Srila Rupa Goswami's Upadeshamruta advocates that one should accept the Tridanda Sannyasa order by controlling the six forces Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodho Vegam, Jivha Vegam, Udaropasta Vegam, Etan Vegan Yo Vishaheta Dhiraha, Sarvan Apimam Prithivim Cha Shishyat. One who controls, one who can control the forces of speech, mind, anger, belly, tongue, and genitals is known as a Goswami and is competent to accept disciples all over the world. Srila Prabhupada recalls about Gopal Bhatta Goswami in a Brahmana initiation lecture with Professor O'Connell. Prabhupada, that's all right. So that Hari Bhakti Vilas is written by Sanatan Goswami in the name of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Because Gopal Bhatta Goswami was a very young boy, and Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, they were very elderly. But because of all the six Goswamis happened to be direct disciples of Lord Chaitanya, so Gopal Bhatta Goswami, although very young, he was treated as a younger brother of Sanatan Goswami. So this book was actually written by Sanatan Goswami, but it was published or dedicated to Gopal Bhatta Goswami. In this book, the rules and regulations of Vaishnavas are described of the brahmacharis, the students of the grahasthas, householders, vanaprastha, retired men, and sannyasi, renounce order, how grahastha should live, how brahmachari should live, how vanaprastha should live, how sannyasi should live, all the, it is called Vaishnava Smriti. In one Bhagavatam class, just like Prabodhananda Saraswati did, he said, Dante Nidhaya Tranakam Padayor Nipatya. The preaching method he is teaching. Prabodhananda Saraswati, he was a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya. He wrote one book, Chaitanya Charitamrita, the moonlight of Lord Chaitanya, in Sanskrit. He belonged to southern India, and his nephew became one of the Goswamis. When Lord Chaitanya was staying at his house, at his home, he was at that time householder. Later on, he took sannyas and became Prabodhananda Saraswati. At the time, Gopal Bhatta, actually their family title was Bhattacharya. Bhattacharya is given the title to the very learned Brahmana, Chakravarti, Bhattacharya. These are Brahmanas title who are very learned, very influential. So Bhattacharya, so at that time Gopal Bhatta Goswami was little boy. So Lord Chaitanya stayed with this Venkatanatha. His name was Venkata. Later on he became Prabodhananda Saraswati. So that boy became influenced and he wanted to go with Lord Chaitanya. He was sannyasi. He was traveling. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised him that your father and mother are still living. So you can come to me later on. He was boy, only 16 years boy. So this boy, Gopal Bhatta, he, after the death of his father and mother, he went to Lord Chaitanya and accepted him. And he handed over in charge of Rupa Goswami that you treat this boy as your younger brother. And he also became one of the six Goswamis. The six Goswamis, Rupa Goswami is the head actually. But Sanatan Goswami, being his elder brother, he was treating him as a spiritual master. So Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, and Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, and Jiva Goswami. These six Goswamis, they have given immense literature, and all of them established one temple in Vrindavan. You have seen Kirtanan Maharaj, the Radha Raman temple, that is Gopal Bhatta Goswamis. Okay, we'll close here. श्रील गोपाल भट्ट गोस्वामी की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की।